All right. I think we are live. What is going on, everybody? Super pumped to be here today with a total rock star, Mandy King. And what we're going to be talking about today is a little bit about her story, but really how it is that she has had so much success earning six figures in her first 6 months in this business. And I think one of the really cool parts about this, Mandy, is that you joined in February, right? So, like, literally right before the world went crazy. And even throughout all of that, you've been able to have tremendous success. So, hello, Mandy. If you guys are, first of all, if you guys are joining us live, I see some people popping on and saying, hey, but just say that you're here. Let us know you're here so we can say hi. If you're catching the replay, put a replay down in the comments. But Mandy, how's it going? Say hello.
It's going well. I can't see the comments. So, hey to everybody. Yeah, great morning. Thanks so much for asking me to come on.
Yeah, definitely. So, Mandy, you have had tremendous success over the past 6 or 7 months that you've been with Amare Global, the mental wellness company. Can you just start off by telling us a little bit about what caught your eye and why you decided to jump in? Because I know there's people watching that are thinking about, is this the right place for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was kind of twofold. I was having issues with both myself and my daughter. I was having panic attacks since really the birth of my first child, although at that time they were much more sporadic. Like I would have one maybe every few years. And then over time, when you have them and you struggle with them, you eventually tell yourself that I'm not going to die. This just really sucks. But they do take over your life. I mean, they're absolutely debilitating. So I had been looking for years for ways to help with that. And my daughter was kind of out of nowhere, just struggling with sadness. Like I refused to put the label of depression on a 10-year-old, but she just wasn't herself. She didn't want to get out of bed in the mornings. It was January. So it was cold and dark and she didn't want to get out of bed in the morning. She didn't want to do her schoolwork, which isn't that weird, but, right.
Yeah.
She wanted to be on the iPad all the time. So it was just no devices, no devices, no devices. And it just wasn't her demeanor. She was a happy child. But at the same time, she's always been my child that has struggled with her health the most, like chronic UTIs, lots of strep type things. So she had a ruptured eardrum. So she's been on antibiotics a lot more than my other kids ever have. So when she kind of took when she kind of went downhill really, really fast, I knew that I had to find answers. And I had seen my friend posting for a long time about these products that weren't necessarily just gut health, although they were gut health, but they were taking gut health to the next level. They were helping the gut to communicate with the brain in a way that what we were taking wasn't. So within 5-7 days on the products, she came to us and said, Mom and Dad, I really don't know what's going on, but I just feel happy today. And
wow, I love that.
I know, it's crazy. And the best part about it is that I didn't tell her why. I didn't tell her why I was starting her on the products because I knew if she was anything like her mama, her placebo game was probably really strong. And if I know I'm doing something for a particular reason, I can almost psych myself out because, the brain is super powerful in that way. So I didn't tell her. And once I explained to her what should be going on, what I was giving her, she was like, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. And I even found a journal entry. I wasn't going through her journal. She showed it to me 2 nights ago when I was tucking her into bed. And it was from April. It was like the beginning of April. And it said, like, it was so cute. It's like, Dear Journal, I don't know what I've been doing, but I've just been so much happier lately. And I want to dance all the time. And I want to be with my friends. And it was just along those lines.
Wow.
Like, man, if that is not just further validation that we're in the right place, I don't know what is. And then for myself, my anxiety attacks, no matter what I did, there was nothing I could do to, other than pharmaceuticals, there was nothing that I could do that would ease those even in the slightest. And within, I would say 3-4 weeks on the products, which is, by the way, we buy into this idea that it should happen faster than that. That's actually really, really fast.
That is so fast.
It's so fast.
Yeah.
Like, within 3 to 4 weeks on the products, I had cut my dosage of anxiety medication in half. And I stay at that today, if not even less on some days. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep going, but I recently took a trip to Florida, and usually a trip creates an anxiety in me that I actually need my medication more, and I actually took it less. And it was remarkable.
That's amazing. Like the chat box is going crazy, but that's amazing, Mandy. And thank you for sharing that story, your story, and also your daughter's story, because I know that, first of all, it's probably bringing so many people that are watching hope that maybe these products could work for them or their kids as well. And I also think it really brings to light how important it is what we're doing at Amare. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many companies out there that you could join that have great income opportunities. But what we're actually doing and selling, and the mission that we're on of mental health, is so, so important. So I would imagine that these, product results that you guys had were a big part of why it is that you've been so successful with the business, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think you can be successful anywhere that you go, but I'm seeing the difference between what I'm doing now and what I was doing before. The difference that a strong, solid passion and belief for what, in the previous company that I was with, I would hear all the time about the testimonies of other people, but I never had that personal testimony myself. So while I had a pretty good financial testimony, what I find fueling my passion now, it's like night and day. It's totally different. Like, there's just almost this compulsion to share, and it's not coming from a place of being spammy and knowing and having that temptation to turn people into profit. It's more of a compulsion coming from a heart of service. I know what I have to offer people. Do we need the money? Yes, we absolutely need the money. But oh my gosh, these testimonies are addictive, and people stay on the products. That's almost kind of what's blown my mind is, people will try just about anything. I mean, I'll try just about anything. I've tried a lot of things, but people stay on these products because they meet a real need, and they do things that other gut health products don't do. We talk all the time about our microbiome and how all of our neurotransmitters are synthesized in our gut. But once those neurotransmitters are synthesized in your gut, you got to do something with them. There's got to be a way to communicate with your brain. They go hand in hand. So where a lot of companies out there are populating the gut with good bacteria, and that's great, we're not doing a lot to increase that vagus nerve or that vagal tone to really create the type of results that we're creating over here. I had to be a part of it. I
love it. And so many good points here. And I think one of the most relatable things you said is that while you had a financial story at the previous company you were with, you didn't have a really strong product story. And I think that there's a lot of people that get into this industry and, they believe in the products that they're using, but they don't have a really strong story, but they're really, really motivated by what this industry can offer. So I actually want to hear from you guys, if you're watching, if you have ever, had that experience where you've joined a network marketing or direct sales company and really bought into the financial aspect of it. And you also bought into the product that you were selling, but you didn't personally have a really strong story. Put a story down in the comments if you can relate to that, because I think that's super, super relatable, Mandy. And I'm sure that it's probably like you said, it just brings out a totally different level of passion when you so believe in what it is that you're offering.
Oh yeah. And then by having that passion yourself, I can even see the night and day difference between the people that I'm bringing in. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing in people, and this is what wakes me up in the morning. I'm bringing in people who were deflated, were burnt out, that maybe at one time possessed a passion, but quickly discovered that things weren't quite working out the way that they had hoped that they would. And they're seeing a second chance. They're seeing a renewed vision, a new opportunity. And it's an understatement to say how rewarding it is to have a team and to be bringing in people who catch the vision. And as a leader, that's my job, is to be casting that vision. Every day I show up on social media to cast that vision. Whether anyone responds or not, my responsibility is to cast that vision, because I trust that the right people are going to see it and run with it with me. I mean, I don't run alone. We run together. That was a huge portion of why I decided to walk away from a top ranking position in my previous company, was because I wasn't bringing people with me.
Yeah.
And that's deflating, to say the least.
I totally agree with you. I have such a similar story in that, Mandy, that where, the business that I was building prior to this one, I was finding success, but the people I was bringing in, they just weren't winning. So it's so refreshing to be able to bring people along with you. All right. So let's get into the financial aspect of this, right? 6 figures in 6 months is no joke, right? That's the real deal. So how did you do it? What are your secrets? And do you think that it's doable for the masses? So if somebody's watching this and they're going, well, Mandy clearly is amazing, right? Like, I can't do what Mandy's done. What do you have to say to that?
Well, first of all, you got to get out of here, because I could wake up every day and I told somebody this morning. I said, there are varying levels of influence, but influence can be grown.
Yes.
But trust is where it's at. When
Mm-hmm.
people trust you, they will buy from you.
Yes.
And
so good.
And what I love, what I feel like has been so advantageous for me, is that anyone can do this, but they have to want to do it. You kind of have to get out of that. The majority, and this is sad to me. This is one of those things that's so hard for me. It kind of makes me want to put my fist through a wall. Anyone can do this, but most people think they can't. That's the bottom line. Is most people will never be able to move beyond the lie in their head that they can't. And if I'm going to be brutally honest, there's nothing special about me. I shouldn't say that. There's something special.
True.
There's something special.
Mean.
There's special things in all of us. But as far as qualification goes, 4 years ago, I had never done this. I had to skill up. I had to level up. I had to keep growing. I had to read the books. I had to do the things. But eventually you reach a point where those things, always be learning, but those things have done what they're going to do. And you have to love yourself enough to believe that you're worthy of success. Because there's another big lie, that Mandy's worthy of success. Look how hard she works, but I'm not worthy of success.
Mm-hmm.
I have 7 children, and they're not adults. I have 7 children. I always say this, and I hate to, and it's certainly not a woe is me type thing. I have 7 kids. I have a chronic disease, for crying out loud. I run my business from my bed most of the time. I look good. That sounds really vain. I look good on the outside.
You look good. You do look good.
I look good on the outside, but a lot of times I feel like total crap. But I always say this, and it's cliche, and if you've been in network marketing for very long, you've heard it. why you're doing or what you're doing or what you have going on in your life, it can be your reason to do it or it can be your reason to not do it. And those are powerful words that I think we've heard so many times that we forget the impact of them. But it really is the true in the sense of it, it's one of the truest things I've ever heard, is that I could let how bad I feel, and I could let the fact that I'm homeschooling 7 kids, I could easily wake up each day and go, I'm busy, I don't have time, but I flip that around and let that be the reason why I have to do this.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I have to do this. And going back, I'm sorry, I feel like I kind of deviated a little bit, but going back to your original question, yes, anyone can do this. Where people like me and, you know, some of the girls on my team and other people in the industry that I know, where we part ways with most people is that most people will never get out of their head and believe that they can.
Love that. All right. So let's clear something up quickly. So somebody wrote in the comments, so you came from a previous company. So did you bring your entire team with you? Is that why you've been successful?
No, I did. There are people from my previous company who have come, but I was counting. I actually had a photo of, I was either looking at a list of people who were on my team that I would consider leaders, or we were recently in Florida, so maybe I was just looking at that photo of who was with me. And I mean, it was a good 60-40, because, you know, when you're in a company for 4 years and you're training other people's team and you have influence with those people, a lot of those people are naturally going to be a part of what you want, of what you do, or what you move on to do. But a good 40 to 45% of those people were people who never gave me the time of day in my previous company, were people who said, I don't want to be a part of weight loss. And, you know, I got a message this morning from somebody saying, I need to know what you're doing because I want to make an impact, and I can't do that selling makeup or jewelry. And not that there's anything wrong with selling makeup or jewelry, but what you do, if selling makeup and jewelry is what gets you up in the morning, and you love doing hour-long makeup tutorials at night before you go to bed, totally not my jam. But if it's your jam, then go for it. But these girls on my team that never gave me the time of day in my previous company are people who see what our products are doing, and they see the mission. They see our core values. They see the way we innovate with technology, and they just have to be a part of it. So no, absolutely not. Do I have people from my previous company who have joined me? I do. A lot of them have already fallen off because the problem wasn't the company. The problem was them. And I don't mean that rudely. I just mean they hoped,
what it is,
they hoped they would go from one company to the next and it would be different. But really the problem was here and here.
Sure. So, yeah. That's fair. That's really fair.
And it's worth mentioning that one of the fastest growing leaders in our company right now, who just went leader last month, in a month, like blew all my records out of the water. He's doing all of this on the phone. He doesn't use social media. I mean, anyone can be successful with this.
Love it. Love it. All right. So last words for everybody. So for people that are watching and they're like on the fence, right? They're like, I think I want to do this, but I'm not sure. What would you say to them about why they should jump in, not only with Amare, but like our specific team right now?
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, first I'll address Amare and then I'll address our team. So what I tell people is I can't imagine being in that position. I have people every day that reach out to me and they're like, oh, I want to, but I'm just so scared. It's probably going to be the same, or I've never done network marketing and I think I'm going to stink at it. Wouldn't it be better to try it and then either everything goes right and what I suspect will happen, being surrounded by this culture and this community and people who pour into you and don't treat you like a number or somebody that they stand to gain from, it's actually probably going to be everything you thought it would be and more. But even if it's not, do you want to wake up every day and go, I wonder if I could have done what Mandy did? Or I wonder if I could have made $500 a month?
Sure.
I've heard that $200 a month, an extra $200 a month. I heard a financial advisor say this one time, that an extra $200 properly managed in a family could turn a family's life around, and actually would lessen the number of divorces over money. So that's what I would say in terms of network marketing in general, and being a part of Amare Global. As far as our team, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how often I tell people, because I was going to join my friend because she was my friend and I trusted her. But I tell people all the time that I thank God that my sponsor sought you out. Like,
oh, well, thank you.
I mean, I feel like I hit the jackpot, like, truly. And like, there are people, can I say this? Like, there are people who join our company and then want to quit just so they can join our team again. Now, obviously we can't do that, but the systems we have in place, we set you up for success. We never leave you behind. Like we run with our runners. This is for the willing and the wanting. I mean, we don't leave people behind. I love our systems in place to get people launched, to get them serving people and coming from a place of adding value, and just the tools and the tips and the trainings. They're just unparalleled. I've never seen anything like it.
Love, love, love it. All right. Awesome. Well, Mandy, I just want to thank you for jumping on today and sharing your story. And I want to also congratulate you on your incredible success. It's super inspiring to me. And what I love about it is, like, you know, it's flashy to say 6 figures in 6 months. I get it. Right. But the cool thing is that it's not just flashy. It's true. It's real. Right. Like, she's done it. So what that means for you, if you're watching, is that it is available for you too, right? Like, if Mandy, mom of 7, who homeschools her kids, has a chronic health condition, can get this done, you can do it too. Now, she's obviously incredible, and there's way more to her than all of that. But the thing that you said today that I really, really loved is I think you said, you can let your excuses be your excuses, or you can let your excuses be what fuel you, right? And you've clearly let your excuses be what fuels you to move forward. So thank you again for doing this interview with us today, Mandy. I know that you've helped so many people. Any last words?
Just do it.
Just do it.
I remember being in this workshop, in this group on January 30th, and being like, what do I have to lose? Like, seriously, I've heard this. I've watched the workshop. This sounds amazing. If I sit on it, I'm going to keep wondering. Like, just do it.
Just do it.
What do you have to lose? I mean, really.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, thank you again, Mandy, for being on. Let's all throw her some hearts and put a value down in the comments if you got value from this. As always, if you are ready to jump in and get going, just put I'm in down in the comments and tag the person who invited you in here, and they will make sure to get you the information that you're looking for. All right, guys, have an awesome Friday. Thank you again, Mandy, and we will see you soon. Bye.